got time to smoke one more. Taking the message to the people now. Keep smoking and growing and watching prohibition fall down.
What's up? What's the fastest way to get to harvest, Scotty? I want a 32-day strain. Today on Dudes Grow Show. All right, we got dudes hanging. We're going to talk about the fastest way to get to harvest. But first, hot off the press, we got some special guests. Michigan tax situation is out of control. That's what I'm going to start.
It is out of control, man. By the way, Rob, are you there, man? Cannabis Lifestyle TV, Rob.
What's
Our
up,
Michigan
brothers?
source, what's up? Or one of them, I should say. Hey, good hanging out, man. Me and Rob will occasionally chit chat, and I said, "Come on the show, man." So, let us know what's up with Michigan. I guess first we read a story: 24% tax hike on wholesale. Is that,
Dude.
do I have that right?
Yeah, brother, it's crazy. There was already a 10% plus the extra 6%. So the existing 10% that was there was tough on a lot of people, man, because you can't write a lot of stuff off on the grow level. You know, things like labor, unless you're vertically integrated, having a dispo, having everything together. So for the medical and recreational side, it's been tough for businesses. But then now it's getting worse because a lot of these big guys, the race to the bottom, they were pushing off nothing but mids and boof, but for super cheap. Then all of a sudden people started learning about terpenes and, you know, effects. And now it seems like people are appreciating quality again and the price point's right. But then they throw this extra 24% tax on that people pushed against heavily. Like, dude, there were so many people at the Capitol. It was nuts. And instead of like highlighting that, they just waited till the middle of the night and pushed it through. Democrats, Republicans, both sides. They didn't care.
Free money, man. Weed money. Hey, bringing Michigan Matt is here. We were talking to Michigan Matt. He's another one of our sources. And I wanted to know. But what's up, Matt? Yeah. And Rob, you used to work at a cultivation facility, right?
So myself, I used to be a director of operations and marketing over at a couple places. Oh man,
I'm gonna have to leave and come back. I think I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
I can, but we'll just switch to sign language.
Yeah,
I don't even know one.
Yeah.
but okay. So, what year was that, by the way? And then how much?
This was 3 years ago now.
Would you say how much of a change you think has happened in 3 years?
Dude, it was getting better progressively. Honestly, it was getting better, and it got to the point where now we've got a situation where the small companies, they're mom and pop, dude. Literally, like shout out to Premier, shout out to Growing Pains, to High Tech, to the Hempire Collective. They're literally small family companies that are starting to just get some footing in the space, starting to get reputation, and now they're going to be hit to the point where 34% is they're going to have to pay in taxes. They're not going to be able to afford to keep up, or that price point is going to increase as they're pushing it down the line. The trickle down effect never works positive; it's only negative. So it'll go from,
Matt can come back in.
you know, 1,800 to 2K for a pound, and then it's going to work its way even higher and higher. So then the cost for us is that, well, the people who are shopping, the medical patients, my grandma when I'm out of town, let's say, is going to increase like crazy on the wholesale end. So I don't know, man. I don't think it's helpful for anybody. They already squeezed out the caregivers and the home growers, you know, in that market. Now they squeeze out the craft grows is what they're doing here. And they're only going to leave room for the big guys who can afford this, who can literally have a loss leader to get market share. It's crazy, dude.
You got a big guys, man. Matt, you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
What's your job at the cultivation facility, Matt?
I am a director of cultivation. So I run a 250 lighter in Pontiac, Michigan. Right now, fortunately, we have a med license, so we hopefully won't be affected as hard by the tax, but there's a lot of stipulations too that limit all license types.
This is just one of those examples where it's a new industry, then we don't have good lobbyists, so we're kind of bearing the brunt of it. Is this one of them things where it's weed money? They got tons of money.
This is like
go get it.
One of those things where we don't have good roads. I think that's more of the.
Well, what happened to pot for potholes the first time, dude? You remember that? That was our governor's whole argument.
Pot for potholes?
That was the pitch, pot for potholes. And they got so much tax revenue. I mean, we were pushing out California in terms of sales, but somehow the funds got wrapped up and it didn't work out. And I don't know. And it's bizarre. Legislation things holding stuff up is what she was saying. Matt, you may know more than
notice.
Yeah, I'm not
in
sure
Michigan.
where we are and what's been spoken about so far. So if I say some things, then
Right in the
we need to
beginning,
kind of go
man.
back. Yeah, go ahead, Brett. Dude, what were you gonna say?
I did notice just in the news, probably intentional timing just the other day in Michigan. I said, me and Matt were chatting, hey, these high tax rates, that's going to make some people be like, well, I'm shutting down the warehouse that has all the official paperwork, and we're just going to open up the one on the down low, and we're going to go back to black market stuff because we're not playing this tax game. But they also had in the Detroit news somewhere about underground warehouse busted, and they showed all the plants being cut down to probably try and put the fear in those people, which is just interesting to see this play out.
We had a little home grower raided in my county the other day, and he set a fire to his house, and it has nothing to do with the grow, but they saw some RSO, and they came back a week later and raided him.
Wow.
Dude.
So it's still going on. It's tough. It's just a tough time right now with all that's going on. And in my opinion, yes, the black market or the gray market, whatever you want to call it, it's going to have its small resurgence. But a lot of the people that those people would be, for lack of better terms, getting rid of their product to, they're not really coming up from other states anymore. They have other avenues. They've made other connections by this time. So the market's just changed as far as that side of the market. But there's just this huge limitation it puts on the rest of us who are doing it legally, and we're getting our legs cut out from under us.
Yeah, dude. Well, the MCIA actually just Tuesday they filed a lawsuit claiming, that because they didn't amend this, because essentially that they just voted on this without the people being involved. The 2018 Michigan Regulations and Tax Act of Herb was pretty much unconstitutional that they did this. So hopefully,
let's back it up even a little bit, right? So this was voted into law. What we have right now, the system that we have in place, was voted by the voters into Michigan legislation. So in order for it to be changed again, it has to have a supermajority through the House and the Senate, and then the governor to sign off on it. But a supermajority means 3/4 of both chambers has to pass this. It by far did that in the House of Representatives. In the Senate, it passed 19-17. So that was not a supermajority. So where this lawsuit, I think, is going to have better legs is fighting this, where was the supermajority to get this actually changed. And here's another part that kind of sucks. Maybe not as much in the Senate, but in the House at least. This is bipartisan. So both sides are on it. So it doesn't matter what side you're on. Like these are people that are teaming up to tax us. And there's 40,000+ cannabis jobs in Michigan right now, legitimate pay check at the end of the week jobs. That's going to get cut drastically. They're really they're going to piss off a lot of people. And we have voices too.
Let's talk about it because y'all are at the forefront of the industry, and also Michigan is famous for having some of the least expensive cannabis prices in the country, which means y'all are pumping out good. And my buddy told me that he was driving from Georgia to Michigan. It was that cheap. So y'all have, and it wasn't crap. It could have gone anywhere, but it was really good. So how do you where do you see the industry going as far as I know? I know some of the OGs are going to get squeezed out, and I know it's going to get bigger. Matt, you're what, 270 lights, you said?
250, yeah.
250 lights? What is a giant grow? Like, what's the biggest grow you've seen or you've heard of even?
I mean, there's outdoors that are like hundreds of acres, but the biggest indoor is probably a couple thousand lights at least. A lot of the bigger ones were already starting to shut their doors. Just because the price fallout and the people that were in charge just ran organizations terribly. So we've seen a lot of these like 1,000 lighters already start to shut down, but it's so this is going to create an advantage for them because they can generate more revenue based off of having more weight at the end of the day, which can lower their operating costs, which can allow them to succeed a little bit better with their margins versus like somebody like me or like some of these craft guys that are smaller grows. If they have a good brand, they're probably going to make it. Like they're doing well probably as it is. They're going to just have to take this hit. There's other guys that are trying to make their way or like come up. It's going to be a lot harder for them to come out of like the shadows and do their thing legally. So I don't know. It's all over the place.
How much of this are we talking about is flour? Sorry to butt in, man, but I'm just curious because the extracts, there's all this stuff they can do to clean those up. You really can take some crappy outdoor Delta 9 and polish it and color remediate it and make it into a sellable product that even looks good, tastes good.
I think the issue is too is they have to be able to sell that flower. Most times they're selling that flower to the processor or partnering with them, depending on the company too. So like somewhere along the line, this is going to get muddied and it's going to wholesale even from the extraction side, and it's going to get passed down to the consumer at the end of the day. Nobody's just going to get less margins. They're going to try to, squeeze it for as much as they can. And I think the brands that really care, it's going to be harder for them to keep up, so to speak, with these other ones. Because if they can mass produce a bunch of mids, it's going to be the same thing that we already saw with Skymint and these other brands, is a race to the bottom. And it's just going to be a race to the middle. And instead, these other guys who have a certain price point, it's going to be harder to operate at the small level, in my opinion, which sucks to see, man. It's the guys who are like us who work their way to the bigger end.
Go ahead, Matt. You got something?
I was gonna say it's still at least where Scotty was going to. We see a pretty good mix of, I'd say, flower and high end concentrates. Like there's a lot more of that. Like I think the consumer knowledge and expertise and evolution has definitely gone up, and like they kind of start to understand the higher quality products. There's still some certain generations that like their spray terps. I've seen it all over the place. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but people like that. Like, there is a market for it.
Dude, those like nasty THCA moon rocks that everybody still has, like all disty sprayed with fake terps.
I got a judge kit to one of these competitions, and one of the products that came out of it was called Bubblegum GMO. I'm like, oh, that's an interesting cross. And so I took it out and it smelled like Hubba Bubba. So I'm guessing it was just like spray terp bubble gum on top of a GMO flower. It was just disgusting. Like I couldn't even. And somebody submitted that into a competition.
Dude, one of the competitions that's going to be, that just passed recently, which is a really good one also, by the way. But some of the entries were unbelievably bad, dude. This is one I'll just say pledge. If anyone knows if they got that one, who put that in and how?
Yeah,
you know what?
I got that kit.
You got that kit. You know what I'm saying, brother?
But so this kind of goes back to Scotty, what was saying earlier, right? There's like a good, so this was a 28 entry box of like the best of the best in the state. And like, of those 28 entries, I'd probably say 6 of them I would pick, maybe 4. Yeah. Not many like that I would actually enjoy, like, and no offense to everybody else, like you put hard work and determination into your product, but there's room for improvement for a lot of guys. And sorry, I don't mean to keep stealing the spotlight, but I went to Ohio last weekend, and oh boy, I think we talked about this earlier. So there was a panel of their growers, and sorry, if you're from Ohio, I'm not like, Ohio has a legacy scene that is amazing. They have some amazing crosses that have come out of there, some great genetics. But some of the directors of cultivation down there that are running these massive operations are living in 2016. Like it's like amazing to see. We sat in these advanced cultivation panels, and we were looking at each other like, what?
Dude, that's why I got out of I just do consultation at this point, because I'm just like, my stomach can't take it. I love to hear that you guys still have a medical license. And I think that's what's maybe could come out of this, is that the medical brands, the craft brands, the ones that can find loopholes through the system might still be able to do good. But the big operators or the medium ones who are trying to work their way up, I think is it's really a roadblock, and we'll see where it goes. But I think you had a super valid point where the only thing they're going to be able to stop on is that super majority, because the unconstitutional argument and all these things, they don't care. This is Michigan. Yeah. Rick Snyder, we know the history, brother. So there's
a second part of this too. So let's talk about, and sorry to hijack the show here, guys.
No, hold that thought.
Good.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hold the second part of this thought. I got to come in with just a bit of show business here, guys. Yeah. You know how we do it. One, we're talking about Michigan. We're going to be in Michigan just like a couple hours ago. We got some tickets for sale for our DDC social. And if you go to realddc.com/meetup, you can get tickets there. We're going to be in Pontiac at the same event space where Matt puts on some events himself, some industry events. So it sounds like a really cool spot called the Crowfoot.
Dude, it's
and
dope.
We're excited to see Michigan DGC, man. So it's going to be a good party. Go to realddc.com/meetups. If you guys
hang on a second. Not just Michigan, man. This is worth it. Take the drive.
The whole world.
Man. Yeah, come hang. Rob, you're going to be there, right?
Dude, I'd love to come. If there's enough room for me, dude, I'll squeeze in. I love that venue, dude. I was just there for the event we were talking about, Matt, and it was great, man. Shout out to the boys who put that together. And I think
we can call it out. It's the Olympics. And
Yeah, dude, it was
our
awesome.
guy
Like, it
Ty
was
from
great.
Exotic
Yeah.
Matter crushed it.
Shout out to fucking
Absolutely.
Ty and the boys, dude. It was really cool, man. I think
Absolutely.
it's a very community vibe of a place. You know what I'm saying? It has it doesn't feel corporate in any sense. So I think it's really cool that you guys are going to do. It's a perfect spot, man.
The venue is an
Tanner, you're
amazing
going,
venue.
right?
We got super fortunate to land that in the beginning.
Hell yeah. I literally, dude,
Banner.
Scotty messaged me and I mentioned that in the Brooklyn as two different places that I was like, this place, decent places where we could actually smoke.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Thanks.
Hell
Thanks
yeah,
for
man.
reaching
That's
out.
awesome.
Thanks, Michigan Matt, for getting that set up. If you guys want to support the show, you want to pimp your grow, realddc.com/deals. That's where all our coupon codes are listed. This is the gear we use in our grow. Everything from AC Infinity. Shout out to Real Growers. Get your dots, get your recharge. You can go and get some IPM, everything you need. Go over there, get the coupon codes, pimp your grow. You'll find a way to up your grow game. realddc.com/deals. I have one
Who's
comment.
going, man? Who is going? And come on, we got a bunch of people in chat.
I'll be there.
Come on, who's gonna come visit us, man?
I'll be there for you.
Yes, Grambo's going, Banner's going, High C's going, One-Eyed Cat's going. He's in the chat. And hey, I have a comment I wanted to ask. Well, Matt, you have that second part still fresh? If I bring you back,
Yeah.
you said
Oh
there's a
yeah.
second.
Oh yeah.
All right, bring that in.
All right. So there's two parts to this. There's the lawsuit part of this, but then there's the part that this law passed without a rider, and the rider would have said that it can't go back to voter initiative and do a voter ballot again. So what I'm going to be striving for and pushing for while this lawsuit hopefully happens and wins, but I'm not going to believe that that's going to happen just based on politics.
Based on Michigan.
Yeah. So the step is going to be to try to get this back into the voters' hands again. And if we can get this back to the ballots, then hopefully we have an actual fight. And it's going to be a massive effort to try to organize something like that. Fortunately, we have a lot of really good advocates in the state too that are working hard towards it.
I have a comment directly tied to that. See if you agree. Genetic Memory Farms says stoners, largely as a group, don't vote. Less than 2/3 of eligible voters bother to vote at all, and stoners are about 1/5 of people anyway. Do you think is this math right?
Piss us off and
Cannabis is
see
on
what
the ballot,
happens,
man. I think
piss us off.
Dude, look at Michigan. I mean, again, like, Jamie Lowell. I don't know if you.
That's exactly the advocate I was talking about.
That's my dude. I love Jamie, man. R.I.P. Rick, dude. Those guys, since I've met them from day one, they're out getting signatures. They're going to place. They're spending their own money, time, energy. There's people who have been fighting for this, dude, that we'll be celebrating in the future, having events like we do for Hash Bash. I think if we have more people like that, I do what I can with my digital end of things and using my audience and my platform to magnify that message. But dude, it's tough when they're making these decisions in the middle of the night. I mean, this was voted in 3 a.m. or something.
I made a comment, or I made a post the other day, just a quick one, and it just said, in this time of this country and the climate of this country, nobody can come together for anything except for taxing the cannabis community. The fuck, like, sorry my language, but like, come on, like.
They can't
They did for this. This was bipartisan. Yeah, this was bipartisan. They were both in on it. It wasn't just one side. Like, apparently, what I'm hearing is the right is actually a little bit more receptive to hearing arguments for this. But this is a Democratic ran governor, and she wanted to fix the roads, and that's her platform, and that's what she's really pushing for. And she's finding a way to get her money anyway.
How bad are the roads? I mean, should I be concerned when we come
honestly,
to visit?
No, not anymore.
Rental car insurance.
Really, the roads
better,
look great now. Yeah, like there's construction everywhere, and it's been going on for the last 4 years. Like literally, like highway projects highway projects that just last for years on end. Yeah, sorry,
brother.
But
dude.
like, and honestly, like, so I made a trip through the not great parts of Detroit, and they're even back there paving those side roads now. Like, it's not even just the highways. They're actually, they're doing what they're saying with it, but man, they're taking it on the wrong people.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, sir.
Well, thank you for the update, man. You're obviously passionate about it, Matt. You're embedded, you're in. So, and you said to piss us off and see what happens. I think you're already to that point.
Yeah. You guys will be there on October 30th, Rob. I'm happy to send you an invitation to come to my event as well.
Dude, I'd love to.
I get a chance to speak in front of everybody, and I will, trust me, I will take that point, that platform to speak a message that is passionate from the heart.
Right on. Thanks for hanging, Matt. We'll see you soon.
Yes. Can't wait.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
cheers.
See you guys.
I'm gonna take it to grow. I want to take it to
Let's
grow.
do
We
it,
talked
man.
about the fastest way to get to harvest. So, I mean, Rob, you grow. Would be good to hear all of our perspectives on. There's many things from environment to genetics, different weird light schedules. But who wouldn't want more harvest?
More harvest per year, I think, is the key for a lot of people. It's tough when you have limited plant count or you're worried about plant count, but there's a lot of different ways to kind of hack the process to really increase it for sure.
Yeah.
What's your stop?
Dude,
Go ahead, Scotty.
I was going.
No,
you,
I
yeah,
said
yeah,
I
Scotty,
put a post up. I figured we'd check that out. And then, yeah, hell yeah. Let me know some of the tricks you got, Rob.
So, dude, I've lately, because I'm pheno hunting so many different seeds at the moment, I'm pretty much making them clone size and I'm running them through. And at that point, I'm still getting almost a Zia plant and I'm putting 6 or 7 in at a time. And I'm pulling these, 2 months from germination, 3 months from germination, but they're little, oh, sorry, I punched my mic, little dinky things. Not every genetic's going to work the same, but just being able to either take clones, push them right through, or almost a sea of green process, man, just more plants at once, but smaller, less veg time. The only variable you could change is your veg time. Flowering is flowering, in my opinion. It's needs to grow, but your veg, you can do a lot of things to change that.
There's a couple tricks, man. Definitely
Yeah.
a couple tricks, but
I got
definitely. Yes, sir.
Associate producer. Go to the post, guys. Scotty's making a post every week on realdgc.com for you producers to help build the show. And you guys have been stepping up. Unspoken Truth is saying, yeah, shorten the veg time. Shout out associate producer, brother. Thank you. And that's the biggest one for me, I think. Obviously, if you don't want to grow a haze, we can talk about genetics in a minute, something that flowers for a very long time.
Sure.
But if you Rob mentioned plant count, if you have plant count, shorten that veg time. You can shorten it down quite a bit. I don't usually veg. I mean, I tried one grow, eliminated it altogether, and it wasn't bad at all. But I'm vegging for about 10 days, 2 weeks at the most.
Chat, how long y'all veg for, man? Let me know. It depends. Depends how intense of light I'm giving it. And if I'm stalling them out. How many plants you grow? You grow a lot of plants, big plants or small plants, Rob?
Too many plants, man. I have that issue where, like most of us, my archive of genetics continues to increase. And then I'm like, oh, I want to grow this. And then a buddy has a clone for me. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it. And I put it. Okay.
Tell dinner's going to be ready. No, I'm just kidding.
They got to fix the controllers. It's to the point now where I've got 4 tents at different timings. And I've got my test tent that essentially is the one that I'm putting a bunch of small plants in. And then I've got a few others that I want mothers. So I do veg those longer. If I want more clones too, that's the tough part, is you have to veg your plant a little bit more if you want clones.
Like Kramer, man. It's levels, bro. I need levels.
I got another in chat stepping up here. It's obviously, I forgot to mention, if you're going to have a short veg time, you're not going to want to be in that big of a container. The biggest container I go into is a 3-gal for shorter veg, but Thickums has a good comment here.
Yeah.
Producer Thickums. A few ways to go about this: getting everything dialed for the grow, get fast finishing genetics, make no mistakes, and to utilize a specific cultivar, you learn it. And I like that point. He says you spend run after run finding reaction after reaction. When you learn what it wants, exactly when and how, then you can finish faster. And a lot of people sometimes you don't spend enough time with the same genetics. I always reference the Island Sweet Skunk, and that's the strain I had in my seed bank or my tent the longest, and I learned a lot about it. But it would take, I think, maybe a year, 3 or 4 harvests, whatever that time frame is, for you to start to really dial in and learn a strain and different techniques and things to do with it.
How long? Wait,
3 or 4 harvests. I said 3 or 4 harvests.
All right. I thought you said 3 or 4 years. I was like, wait a minute, man.
No way.
All right. Yeah, that's
half a decade
right.
before you can figure out if you want to keep it or not,
What do you all think the biggest thing is? It sounds like other females that I know, man. What do you think the biggest thing when you're looking for something? What are you looking for? Just for if you're shaving time off, is it just a fast venture, fast growth in general, short and stocky? What are you looking for on that?
I mean, definitely, I would research my genetics probably first. That's somewhat in your control, even though a grower or breeder might say, hey, this finishes in 7.5 months or so. Yeah, but it isn't for me. I mean, they can't give you the exact time frame, but you can word of mouth, or you can get some clones. Scotty, you had one back in the days in Florida, I think, that finished in
Nice.
45 days. Yeah.
47. Hey.
And
It was
on the
amazing.
other side, the other side of that, there might be some genetics you really like, but if you ever lean, most people I don't think grow hazes because what do they take? 4 months to flower or some shiz? Like a lot. So I check genetics is what I think I want to look at first.
Yeah. But are there techniques, or I know there are techniques if you have something like a 12-week haze, how to shave a little bit of time off. So yeah, there's definitely a couple, I don't know, a little bit more advanced grow topics I guess we could talk about.
Yeah,
oh, dude, for sure. Light changing your light cycle, changing that up too. Those are those hacks and things I was saying that are like, they're not natural, so to speak, for your regular grow process. But if you're trying to speed things up, yeah, dude, absolutely.
What is a chat, Rob, man? What are the fastest strains that you all have had? And then what are the I guess mine is ice at 47 days, and I'm talking just till milky trichomes. And then give people advice too if they want to do a really short, really fast flip. What are some strains? That's my weak point. I'm terrible with strains. And Banner, you're here too, man. If you know any strains, jump in. Really short, quick ones.
Dude, Stardog was one for me. I got that done 49 days. She was ripe, tight, ready to go. Super, super squatty. As cliche indica as it gets in terms of just the look and morphology, but the effect wasn't quite that. It was definitely a hitter. The terps weren't as enunciated. I noticed that with anything that I have that's very fast flowering, if it's not really sweet, the terps are a little mild. It seems like I need something that goes a little longer.
I got some in chat here since you're asking. Kevo710 says jelly donuts with donuts with a Z. 50 day strain. Hi, how are you? Says I still have a 51-day flowering old school 90s Afghani. Matt Adams saying 7 weeks on his super skunk in Ohio Terp Queen. What's up? LA Confidential photo with a 6 week flowering time. Wow.
6 times 7 is 42.
Oh, wait,
right.
Dude, one more, because 2 people are shouting it out. Thomas Cooley and Your Mailman Grows are both Blueberry Muffin, Humboldt Seco. I haven't got my hands on that. I want to grow that. I've smelled that at the meetup in Missouri, that outdoor cannabis like market we were at. And I walked by this dude's table, Kindway Farms. And I just smelled this strong smell of blueberry in the air. And he had it open. Like I was like 6 feet away and he did good with it. I got to try that.
Dude, to this day, that's the most strong blueberry funk that I've had since DJ Short's Blueberry. Like it is just blueberry flat out. That's the best way to describe it, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Every variation of it that I've had is just nothing but blueberry. They killed it with that one.
Can you mentioned light cycle, Scotty or Rob, both you like Holy Toledo 420 producer has a comment about this. Says the way I get to faster harvest is definitely having your environment check, turn up the light intensity. Oh, basically he's saying getting an environment. He's had CO2 during the stretch, help it flower faster, and limit the stress with UV and IR after. Interesting.
Wait, what? Limit the stress or stretch?
No, stretch.
Yeah.
With
switching up with the spectrum tuning on there. A lot of people, like I got the GML Borg Evolutions, which have the spectrum tuning.
We just talked about that. Tell us about that. Yeah, dude. Man, that thing. Grambo,
dude, do you see that balance?
But dude, that thing was crazy with the tunable spectrum.
Yeah, you have the one with the 12 different spectrums in there. We were just all flocking over it.
Thomas is a madman.
I'll take a look.
Dude, the ballast was so big, I thought it was a joke. I'm like, what the? Are you trolling me? It was, dude, it's as big as the light, bro. It's an absolute beast. 4 ballasts in one. Yeah, it's multiple because of the spectrum tuning that it has. But, you know, you have different cultivars may react differently in terms of the expressions that it gets. But in terms of the stretching, you know, like being able to switch more from the blue initially to red, you know, allegedly can help change up your stretching and the stacking of your nodes and everything. So I think that's where the science is starting to evolve, where you're manipulating that plant further to be able to actually have it finish quicker or hardier in that same period of time.
Yeah, well, that's not allegedly. I mean, dude,
yeah. I just want to say it so nobody's in the chat being like, Rob's foolish. Science backs it. Science backs it.
Yeah, red stretches things out and blue keeps compact. That's why you want short, bushy plants with the metal halide, and then you want them red, stretchy plants. Thank you, Grambo. Very, very quick on the draw, sir. Dude, but you can tune these.
Yeah, it's blocking us from looking at the one because we're in America. He's trying to sell them in Canada. I don't know.
Rob,
is that what it is?
Not all of us are in America.
He's right in my spot. I think he's
He's right in your hood,
Vancouver.
dude.
I might give him a call. We're gonna hang. We'll figure this shit out.
Hey, when we were talking about that, is because we were talking about different spectrums, HPS versus LED. You know, hint there might be a short form coming out about that. You still know anybody using HPS lights?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, the old school cats I know still rocking even 600 watt CMH, 630.
Interesting.
Anybody in chat still using HPS? And then
Why?
HPS versus LED? That dude was like,
they swear by better quality bud, and I think there's something to do with old school genetics and the thiol expression that you can get with the red spectrum. But at the same time, they're not looking at the overall efficacy and using the lights to their advantage. I think they stop at blurples.
My question would be, and I mentioned that, we do have shout out to our other channel, DGC Grow Talk. If you guys want to see our short form consumable grow content, we have something coming out on this. But if I were to tell that, I hear that so many times, it's the old school genetics that were always grown under them or bred under them. They're used to that spectrum, so they do better under it. If I told that to like whatever, a horticulturist with a master degree that has an emphasis in light spectrum, like I think he'd be like, that's bro science.
Total bro science. Yeah.
Why would that when you're looking at the LED spectrum, that's has way more of everything the plant wants. But I don't know. I've seen bud at the DGC Cup that looked dank as F, and there was that same style. They're like, I don't know, it just does better under it.
Dude, commercial grows that I've done consulting for, they've switched up to HPS, or they switched back to HPS from LEDs because they've noticed all their buds purple and triked out and looks the same. They get good yield, but it's doesn't have like the soul like it used to. And again, bro science, complete bro science. But there's something about the spectrum with the genetics and maybe even the heat of how much they have there that's giving them the end result that they like better. But again, you see something like the runts or the sherbs, they seem to do really good with LEDs, always a full spectrum, not even spectrum tuning. So
got a comment from Angulia. I think Angulia Farmer says, watch the new video from Dr. Riley Kirk about HPS versus LED. And shout out, I think Grambo, didn't you have Dr. Riley Kirk on your show or vice versa?
Yeah, I got to hang out with her, and I only slightly fell in love. God bless her. She's married. She's brilliant and an awesome human, and changed the way I look at a lot of different subjects on cannabis.
Check that out on Grambo Grows on YouTube, or just type in Grambo. You'll find him. And then while I got the mic for a hot minute, if you guys are enjoying this content, we are community supported by the DGC. Our clubhouse is over at realdgc.com. It's free to join. Cruise around with the other 7,000 growers. Post a grow question. Get a dank nug. But if you want to feel good about yourself, realdgc.com/upgrade. /upgrade. $10 a month. The grower dividends pay themselves back tenfold. Real Growers products 30% off. We're hooking up all types of genetics weekly over on realdgc.com. So come on over, create a free account if you want. I'll vote with your dollars and upgrade. realdgc.com/upgrade. Thank you very much.
Dude, I'm looking at my notes, and I would be remiss if I didn't say, if you're trying to speed up your harvest, I don't know if this exactly counts, but doing a perpetual harvest, or at least having clones that are cut in solo cups ready to go, so you
that helps.
Do that, you're shaving weeks off your overall harvest time, you know?
For sure, dude. If you stagger it out too, like I've got my process, I often am pulling every 4 to 6 weeks consistently because I'll wait a little bit before I put plants in. They all could go in together, but I'll train one a little differently, and I'll try to stagger it out consciously because I'm trimming it all myself, but also because it's nice to be able to have those consistent perpetual harvests in a smaller space.
Yeah.
So it does feel like I'm having more bud, you know, all the time, even though it's mathematically probably the same amount at the end of the year.
I got go ahead, Scotty. I'll take it after you.
I'm sorry. I got to ask, you're talking about how you keep strains. Anytime JR Token sends me a strain, I gotta keep it and run it a couple times. How many? I think I got 8 strains in an 8x12 room. How many strains you keep, and then how do you handle it? You're doing this in tents, or give everybody a little bit of advice on how to keep as many strains as you do. Dude,
I have a problem. I have a serious issue, dude. I keep taking more and more in. I had a buddy. I'm hunting Todd McCormick's skunk, right? The one that he brought back. It's the IBL skunk one, throwback, right? And that's where I'm going to do spectrum tuning. My goal is to look for. I've got a good male pollen collected, no diddy, from Headbanger from Karma Genetics, and then I want to find a good female of the skunk, put them together, make something cool, just for myself, you know. And by doing that, my issue is I have so many phenotypes that I'm looking at phenotypes like genetics, and everything's color coded is how I keep things going. I've got spreadsheets in my phone or on the computer via Google Sheets, and I'm consistently recording stuff. So I'm recording it to document, because I'm going to document it for a video, but I'm labeling that clip, you know, this room, these particular phenos, 1, 2, 3. It is to the point where it's a lot more stressful, but when you have a mission of what you're doing, it's necessary. You have to do it.
So you're a collector.
Yeah, dude, I'm a hoarder.
I
I bought, dude, 808 Genetics had a drop. I don't need any genetics. It was a Gorilla Glue cross, a whole line of Gorilla Glue crosses. I bought all of them. I didn't need them. 12 packs.
It is easy.
12 packs, dude.
I got a comment, and this is, I don't know if this seems pretty cool here. This is Bad River Farms, Rob. Shout out executive mother effing producer. He says, I put this on Grow Talk about a bit ago, but this is a great way to get more harvest per year for a home grower if you're set up properly. Here's what you're going to need: a flower space, a dedicated veg space, and a smaller space for mother clones or seedlings. And this is the part that I haven't thought, kind of blew my mind. Simply start your veg room on 12-12, a flowering cycle 2 weeks before you harvest your flower area. The first 2 weeks of flower, most strains don't need the powerful light or more room, so keeping them in the usually smaller veg area works fine. This way your flower plants need less time in the main flower area to mature, and you can get 1 to 2 extra harvests per year with this method. That's pretty dope.
Mic drop, sir. Okay, mic drop. Oh, I got a new one. Dude, hold the phone. Hold the phone, man.
He's got props. I love it. Got the carrot
top. The studio yesterday, you know.
You know, I think also too, there's something to be said about that process. Is just where you need to have a mother plant almost to take those clones. Because I don't have as much space, I'll take a clone from a clone, and I don't see.
Yeah, I do the same.
That's smart.
And it's that's just space wise, you know, thrifty. And the issue then comes if you're doing this, you have no space to take a clone because that plant's so small, or you're going to stagger that veg period by taking those cuts. So it's like either you just keep running the next one, or you have a mother plant that you keep working through.
I didn't think about that. You're right. You can clone from solo cup. So I trim mine once as the solo cup gets big, it gets maybe about that big. I'll top it. And then that top right there, you're right. As long as it's healthy, that can be your clone. Yeah, and you can just keep going, cloning from cloning, and then that doesn't take much space. Basically, your strain takes as much space as a solo cup. Damn, but there's a lot of pressure. You can't forget the water one day, you know.
You got one cut of each plant, and that's the only issue I have in that case. Is it'll happen, and I take the top. It's beautiful, nice, thick, hardy one, but then it takes too long to root. I'll have to take off or do something with the kids, and that one ends up dying off, and I'm like, oh no. Versus having a bigger plant, dude. I've been using just cinnamon, so I just take a cut cinnamon and put it in the clone cube, put it in the cloner. I'm using organic plugs from Grower's House.
Wait, hey, slow down for a second, man.
Cinnamon, brother.
You're using an Aero cloner, correct?
No, I'm using just the old school clone dome.
Okay, and cinnamon, you're soaking your cubes in cinnamon?
Nope, I'm cutting the cut, and I'm rolling in cinnamon as like essentially antibacterial to be able to help with that. And it also helps as like a natural hormone for rooting. It'll help the rooting a little more. Not as strong as aloe will. So using aloe in conjunction with that is the best, but my aloe plant's on the bounce back.
This maybe ties into like if you don't know, Scotty, I think Rob I caught a video. You threw all your bottles away, like you're going full on organic. Is this part of the reason why you're using cinnamon instead of a rooting hormone?
Yeah, dude, just because I'm trying to get more in the aspect of like my grandma's big on this. Like my grandma's name's Rainbow. She's old school. You know what I'm saying? She just moved back from Israel like 4 years ago, and she's fascinated with my bud and my grow and everything. And she's always like, "Oh, you have all these chemical things. What if like everything shuts down?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, everything's weird on the internet every day. I'm always worried we're gonna have World War III or aliens tomorrow." So
Rainbow changed you.
Rainbow changed my thought process, man, and it really made me think differently about it. And there's just so many benefits utilizing cinnamon in the garden too, man. As a natural fungicide, it's huge. But I think it's something a lot of people they'll find an advantage of having household products. It's got to be raw, real cinnamon, not some processed crap. So you get to the point where like you have this stuff on hand anyways, so you may as well utilize it. Just like aloe. If you have an aloe plant, it's prime example, you know, being able to just roll it in some aloe, then roll a little cinnamon in there, plop it in there, spray the dome. Easy, dude.
Now that I think about it, cinnamon doesn't come from some weird factory downtown. It's a plant.
Yeah.
You know, it just comes from a plant, you know?
Yep.
Wow, what a trip, man.
It is used also. Shout out to Mog in the chat. Love cinnamon for pest deterrent, and the cinnamon is in. I remember when I had broad mites or hemp rossets, whatever you want to call the devils. One of the products was Ed Rosenthal had the product. I can't remember the damn name of it, but when you opened it, it smelled like cinnamon. And the russets really did not like the cinnamon. It was one of the products we get a lot of good feedback on.
Yeah, but it works pretty good. So, like, I think the advantage of it, you know, is that it conjunction with aloe especially, but it makes it easy clone. You know, you can also just do straight water, of course, but for me, that's my process I do these days.
Dude, you're using the AC Infinity clone dome? I put one. I put one of those, and then I put an Aero cloner just because I had the crap to build one out of like a little busboy tray. And it is amazing, man. The Aero cloner is cool, but it takes so much longer. You would think it would be short, you know, faster because of all the air, because all the technology. But
yeah,
man,
it took me like 14 to 21 days, man. Unless you're changing that water out constantly or you keep it totally sterile. Yeah, and I don't have time for that, dude. I got 2 young kids, as you guys probably heard multiple times, with the door closed. You know, it's not easy, man. The whole neighborhood's here. But it's just like one of those things where your process changes over time, of course. But when you have things that are dependent on electricity and equipment and you changing everything, it becomes a little more labor intensive, and you could do that, of course. But yeah, I went back to the dome. It works really good.
Yeah, who hasn't but who hasn't let clones dry out? There's nothing. There's other things as bad, but God, does it
man,
you know, when
that's
you
like
leave the lid off and
be careful, because it's like your mailman Grows was saying, you know, that's what kind of makes me paranoid about clone from clone method. If you take that other plant, the flower too quick, and then something goes wrong with the clone dome, like just be careful you don't lose shiz, or you have to do like what a re-veg.
Yeah, and re-veg, dude. Most people, unless you've gone through a re-veg, they quit right before the roots come. It's like that meme of the dude who's mining to the mine or to the diamond, and he quits right there. It's the same thing. You're like, dude, it's been 4 weeks, no roots, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a little bump there. It's alive.
Anyone ever clone a bud? I've cloned a bud before.
Yeah,
it'll come back. It'll re-veg. It takes a long
weird.
Just be a wonky looking weird thing there, dude. It's
it
nuts when it grows out of that, and there's a bud on the bottom, and it's just a plant on top with a nug there.
Well, remember monster cropping when you you
monster
remember
cropping?
that?
I forgot about that. Yeah,
freaking plants, man.
I do have to shout out to you guys. Mentioned the Clone Dome. AC Infinity supports the podcasting content creator community pretty heavily. I know it supports Rob's show. And so vote with your dollars, acinfinity.com. The Clone Dome kits are dope. They have everything you need. The light, they have the tall dome. Coupon code Dude Grows over there will hook you up as well.
Love it. Hey, you guys want to go deep into some, you know, like the simple stuff as far as, you know, strains or whatever the heck we talked about, whatever the other ones, perpetual harvest. But man, there's some things with lights and hormones and where you can kind of do this crop steering and save 4 or 5, maybe a week off your flower time.
By crop steering. I mean, you're talking light steering.
That's the commercial grow method, man. Everybody loves to figure out a way, especially you get a good consultant to come in. Athena's great at helping with the nutrient side, but lighting side, a lot of these companies, they sleep on that. They don't think about it.
Yeah, and especially, I'll start, man. You guys have all heard, or we've all heard of the 10-14. Change it from 12 hours on to 12 hours off to 10 hours on and 14 hours off. And the idea is that simulates, you know, a fall, shorter days, and stimulates that florigen production, right?
I've only heard of it with a loss in yield. I don't know. I don't have numbers or how significant. But it only makes sense, man. I guess if they're trying to say they're reaching their DLI within only 10 hours, but it just seems like you say Scotty lights the engine. So I'm going to turn off the engine for that much time. I'm going to expect a measurable loss in yield.
I wish we had a chat we could ask, like a group of hundreds of growers that might have tried this. Rob, you tried it?
I haven't, dude, but these are ones where it's like I almost think disclaimer is we're talking faster finishing, not heavier yielding, not getting more bud. So by speeding things up in most things, just like life or success or anything, most times you're not going to get the best results by the end. You'll get results, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to increase yields or get better quality by speeding things up, in my opinion, and experience too. So the most I've done is 11 and 13 on the lights, thinking that was going to change. And I noticed maybe a little bit of color, if anything, because it was at night. I had more time of darkness, so it was a little colder.
Right.
But that was really about all I saw in terms of I didn't see any finishing in my trichomes and the plant itself getting done faster.
Yeah, I mean, I do wonder if you're hitting. We talk about DLI, which is the amount of light that the plant can absorb in a day. I mean, can it absorb that? If it's absorbing the same amount of light in 10 hours, man, I don't know. But it is in flowering, right? I don't know. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the tough part is it's like people will say you can grow, but it's a weed. You can do whatever. Like, yeah, it'll grow, it'll finish, it'll be there, but you've got biomass at that point. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about cannabinoids and product that you really want. This is a situation now where you're pushing the plant to finish faster, and if it doesn't have that genetic code to finish faster, it's like you're going to sacrifice something. It may be I think it's the terpenes a lot of times more than anything. I think your flower, the biomass will still produce. I don't know if you'll lose your yield. I think you're losing your cannabinoids because it takes so long for them to mature, so to speak. So if you look at, terpenes, for example, the volatility at a certain point too far is bad, but maturity also is an issue too. If you're pulling it before they fully mature, they climax, they get where they need to be. You got a lot of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll's borophyll.
Yeah, that is true, man. When you're smelling, what you're smelling in the air is terpenes, that aren't on your plant anymore.
Yeah, dude. And I think that's really where the crop steering has to be at a fine line of pushing your plant too far. And so if you got something like a really nice organic soil and you've got really terpy, faster finishing flower, maybe utilizing some of these techniques could still help it mature faster without sacrificing the quality. But I think that there is a fine line. If you got a GMO and you think you're finishing in 10 weeks, that's going to be the GMO most people get at the dispo. That plant material tastes like nothing stuff that has a little fart of garlic. But there's nothing there.
Garlic
fart. Just a garlic fart on the back end.
That's the next strain coming out.
I would smoke.
Rob, how much?
100%.
I bet you would.
Yeah.
So hey, man, while we got you, you're an excellent grower. Great grower. You're a great grower, man.
I like my own bud a lot, dude.
As far as coaxing out those nuances, those terpenes, that flavor, you got any tricks or tips the last week, 10 days?
So for me, oftentimes what I'm doing in the last couple of weeks is I'm switching up and I'm watering with some Epsom salt. So because I'm growing stuff that does have thiols more in it, I like the GMOs, I like the nasty funks or the sour diesels. They naturally have these traits in them more instead of the esters that are sweeter on that end. So I'm trying to manipulate in terms of the feeding process, which at that time I'm doing organic soil. So if you already have it, really sulfur rich soil, you'll be okay in that end. But right now I'm still working it at the time. And now it's more just watering in an Epsom salt last couple of weeks. And that's helping a lot. I've noticed a difference for sure in the aroma.
Man, I'm going to bite on it. You said thiols twice. I caught you. First off, give your own channel a shout out, just in case people don't know, because you had a good video on thiols.
Thank you, brother. Dude, shout out to Todd McCormick for educating me on that properly. That's who I can't even take credit. I used his speech of it in the video. I'm a speaker for it. But dude, that's the funk, that nasty, garlicky, almost unpleasant sometimes, musky, savory dank that I really like, that some people will look more as a myrcene terpene, which that does play a part of it. I think that a big factor is, again, certain genetics will express those more. So being able to do some crop steering to push it more is going to help, but some don't. do it. Some won't have that. You're not going to take your runts and make it smell like GMO just by doing a little bit of watering at the end, you know?
It's so crazy how I bet you thiols, I don't know the chemical formulation, but whether it's thiols or terpenes or lignin or chlorophyll, they're all just combinations of hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. All those terpenes are just different arrangements of it. And it is such a trip to think about that, you know?
Yeah. I think that's the cool part about it too, is we're just really getting to the point where like the masses are talking about it more and the science is coming out more. So we're understanding like what I thought was something, you know, that flavonoids have some portion of your flavor, but very small compared to, you know, your terpenes, your thiols, and your esters. I wasn't as educated because the information wasn't as readily available. And now that it's there, dude, this shit fascinates me, man. I love it. I talk about it with people and they never care. So it's great that you went to dive deep into it, dude.
I got an argument this morning whether carbon was a macronutrient. We get the facts, man.
Science is there now. We've got people who are actually providing it to us, you know, which is cool. And then we, as the bro scientists, the brotoculturists over decades, are able to say, see, this is what I told you.
Yeah.
And now we could put the white paper to the or we can say, oh my gosh, I've been wasting all these years doing stupid shit.
I'll go see if it's right in the forums, bro. Back in the day, we didn't have much because we were full on criminals, man. And we were at the library looking at a forum on the computer there or something, you know?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Man.
I do have that was so dangerous, though, not having. That's why when people bitch about the internet, I'm like, the hell with y'all, man. Remember people would be spraying Paclo or they'd be spraying imidacloprid was a big one. There was all these poisons, Eagle 20. Poisons.
Oh, dude, Eagle 20 was like a go-to for a lot of Michigan growers.
Shout out here.
Yes, sir.
Let me shout out here. I'm gonna jump in because I forgot we had a DDC producer just sign up. Sativa Mike, what's growing on? And over in Real DDC, even if you're not a producer, you can fill out your profile, man. You can give us your grow style, nutrients, experience level. So I wanted to feature Sativa Mike with an organic grow style. For nutrients, currently use a Build a Soil Light recipe. Shout out to Build a Soil. They got all types of good shiz if you're an organic grower. And even if you're not, they got a great mix. buildasoil.com/dude grows, I think, takes you to a bunch of good gear. He top dresses. He uses Roots Organic Nutrients. And, of course, Recharge, Scotty.
Hey.
Sorry, I forgot to mention I grow solely outdoors in 15-gallon cloth pots. Grow experience, only second year. Currently growing a run of California Sour Diesel by Humboldt, as well as Fat Banana by Royal Queen, and did some Blue Like Bear and Double Garlic Autos by Dream Beans. Interesting. Lastly, about me, 39 years old. I have a profession in powder coating and live in the great state of Missouri.
Yeah. Hey, you ever seen somebody do powder coating? On weed.
I've seen powder, but not
I think I've exclusively seen people do power coating on weed, actually.
Yeah, I've seen a lot from Miami. Right?
It's cool. They use it's like
coating,
electrolysis sort of thing, and it sticks to the metal.
It is trippy.
It's
and shout out
just
Missouri.
let me say real quick. It is so cool that back in the day, most of my grower friends in 1995 kind of fit that stoner stereotype. Now the DGC, when I meet everybody, God, it is just the stereotype's been crushed, man. So whether it's somebody that's real successful running their own powder coating company, or Mr. Banner here, man, he's like a computer guy, man. I think, but you went, move over. No, seriously, you know, even Matt, look how serious Matt takes his freaking job, man.
Dude, that's the whole moniker of Stone and Successful is like, you got to break the stigma, and you could still be dreadlock, you know, tattoos, whatever, and do your own thing and find your lane that makes successful. But it's like, if you're lazy and you smoke, you were lazy before you smoked, or you should smoke in the evening instead of daytime.
Show that off, man. I freaking love that. I've loved that for years. Stone.
Appreciate it, brother. It was all from an insult. It was one of my old former marketing clients insulting me, be like, I didn't know you could be stoned and successful. I was like, fuck you, dude. I couldn't believe it.
But that's what I mean, rude, though. Helping people understand. Yeah, they didn't, and now they do. And then when somebody comes in and it's, you know, hey, look, I like to smoke weed and I do beautiful work. Whether it's Banner building our websites for us, High C writing, writing whatever the heck he writes for us,
doing his thing.
Grambo on the boards.
Look at him
Yeah,
over there,
man.
man. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I got-
a substance shouldn't
pretty
change
high.
your life unless you have no self-control. So
Well, it's
How
good
about-
to stick to weed too, man. You got kids.
we
I
talked
got
about
kids, man.
the other infusion channel.
Yeah.
Let's avoid that.
Yeah, no powders, man. Grows in the
Powders,
ground is
brother.
probably all right.
Those are powder coaters in a different way.
Yeah.
John the grower in chat, as this is good, says I've come to the realization that we are all hippies, even though we all dress different, even though we come from different backgrounds. The plant gives us a common ground and an interstellar connection. I like that.
Well said.
Wow, hang on a second. Banner's a hippie, and me and him seem to be dressing the same these days, right?
Yeah,
We could swap shirts.
yeah. Banner is like cosplaying as you today.
You got to go to the bank today, man.
You got a loan?
I love it.
The tie dye will be back.
Oh, hey man, I got something which is Banner made us. Thank you, Banner. I always try to thank you for the website because it's constantly needing maintenance and you're constantly working on it. So I appreciate you keeping that shit running. But you made us a spot over in VIP. We're always trying to figure out how to say thank you to the folks that are actually keeping the wheels on this thing. And we have what is it? What this is? No, this one is down here. The Complete Guide to Natural Plant Hormones. And it's all about crop steering. It is, you know what? If you just go to VIP, Grambo,
I think that's it. Right?
even if you go to the yes, damn it, you found it. Yes. All right. Now, dude, this was interesting.
We're
I
gonna
hung out on
gibberelli.
the exercise bike for 2 hours talking to ChatGPT, going, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. What's salicylic acid? Is that like ethylene? And at the end of it, man, I really think I understood stuff, man.
Dude, I did a video on this recently, man, and it was because as I'm diving into breeding, I got this book right here, the C Words Breeder Bible by Greg Green, and dude,
It's the C word now.
yeah, and that got me into the
No.
gibberellins. That got me into the. I don't want. Listen, they hate
That's
you
my
guys,
kind of
dude.
book.
This the people who are controlling this platform have been at you guys harder than most, brother. And it's
People,
like,
you really think it's people? It's some.
well, I mean, you gotta call them. You gotta
Computer
identify
code.
them as people now, dude. If you, they have feelings. They're not clankers, okay?
Oh,
Oh,
my
he dropped a
God.
hard C on us.
Oh
there.
shit! I was
There's
just
your
kidding.
heart. There's your
AI, I
C
was
word.
kidding.
It was interesting, man, about cytokinins and the auxins and all the different stuff. This, if you want, this will take a little bit to read and go through, but it really talks about these stress responses and what happens and what hormones are elicited out of the plant. When you're trying to ripen things up, that salicylic acid is important, and you get that from doing things like drybacks. You know, there's certain things you can get from doing things like just the a little too much or UV. You know, will bring out, it'll elicit certain hormones, man. It'll bring them out. It was really trippy. You've heard of IBA. How about ABA, Grambo?
This is my favorite sport.
Absolutely.
It's a great league. Those girls are trying hard out there.
The WABA.
There we go.
Yeah. That was cool though. Okay, that ABA, that abscisic acid, that's going to shave some time off. That's the cooler nights bring it out, shorter days, drybacks, UVB, all that is going to bring out those finishing hormones, right?
Yeah, dude, you get that ethylene pumping, you get all that stuff working. I think that's really where all these things are, those natural, artificial work to create natural triggers that are already in the plant, you know. But it's like some people, I think this is where it becomes, you know, like, why are we doing so much? I've been growing for 40 years and what the hell? Okay, well, if you want to speed up your process, these are some of these key factors. You got to know some science about it, you know. And the beauty of it, like you mentioned with AI, say, hey, what I do all the time is I was like, I'm dumb as hell. Can you explain this to me better? I say that exact thing, dude.
Me too. And by the way, you know, this thing right here, the last thing I said is make it like a 7th grader's reading it. Okay. That's my move.
That's where, yeah, that was where I realized I could chill. 7th grade, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
this is all a facade, brother. 9/11
Yes.
wasn't real. Like, I got all crazy. And I was like, all right, 7th grade
Yes.
education.
Man, It is crazy, man. It is crazy. Like I said, carbon B. I think I did one on short form that'll have next week. As a matter of fact, Grambo,
Yes.
will you bring up the shorts, man? Let's everybody shout out their other channels.
The
if
Dude
they
Grows
would.
shorts.
Yeah, Dude Grows Shorts is a good one to start off with, man. This is our shorts channel. We'll try to do our best to talk about one specific thing for 10 or 15 minutes. What do we work on today? Dude, it's not even out yet, but the HPS versus LED.
We talked about the HPS versus LED.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. We talked about why would that be if plants that were bred under them are succeeding under them, and why is that the case?
Yes, and we talked about it for 15 minutes without getting off subject, man.
And then we talked about the scrogging and how you never say that to a woman on a first date.
Dude, what? Everything's messed up in the Urban Dictionary now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You gotta be careful with those ones.
Yes.
That's why Northern Stroger, I was like, brother, you whoa.
I like that guy.
He's a good guy, but I'm like, you better dial that one back for the kids, brother.
Will you pull up Rob's channel? Let's see what he's been up to,
Of
man.
course. He's killing
I've been doing
it.
stuff, man.
Yeah. What do you got?
know,
What's the most
quick videos
exciting
you can
video
see.
you want to tell us about that we got to check out?
I just did one that I think it wasn't, nobody really like asked for it, but I've been noticing it, man, between the dispos, between the home grows, between all of it. Great genetics are slipping away. People have a GMO from they don't know who. They've got a sour diesel from what you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, no. You need to know a little bit about the history, or the parents still have a name and they have no idea why it tastes garlicky. I'm like, dude, this is exactly why, is because burger, if it says burger in the name, it's probably got a GMO down the line. And they're like, oh,
That Donnie burger is the truth.
I love Donnie Burger, dude. Love it.
Yeah.
And I think that was a big thing for me, is I had to, it was more for other people I know locally that I made that video. And I'm like, here, man, here's a little understanding on when you're looking for these genetics, or how we as a collective can maintain and keep these genetics as a whole. And that being, you know, saying who the breeders are that you made your genetics with. If you're crossing it, never forget who the parents are and the parents of those genetics. Listed on Seed Finder if you can. You know, keep the clones and don't hoard them. Don't rename phenotypes and tell people it's clone only. You know, it's like, let us know what it is. Like, I understand making the money, but it's just like, it's a disservice to the people.
Do you like the name game we have in this industry? Like, or should it be more standardized somehow, you know, when we have just all the crazy naming of bud? Or should it be, I don't want to say like pharmaceutical names, but what do you think about that?
I think I wish names made sense for effect or flavor or morphology or something, instead of just a random name.
I think effects and flavor are almost impossible, because I always say everybody's endocannabinoid system, I always stumble, is a little different, maybe how its receptors handle the cannabinoids it's getting. Because I know you can say, man, this weed is really sleepy. Scotty, like, I don't know if I've ever seen, Scotty, have you ever had a really sleepy weed?
Yeah, I get that.
But for some people, it totally is. It totally is. So I feel you, though, if you could get a little bit more accurate with what you're getting into. I just really laugh at some of the strain names. And I don't know. I don't think it takes away from our industry. I think it's a good, keeps it creative, keeps some fun in it.
Me and Banner were talking about
boof,
that.
You know, I don't understand that one. Why is it called super boof? It's citrusy as hell. Like, it's nothing about that. At first, it turned me off from it. Then it became an ironic name. And then now I'm just like, where do you get the super boof from? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little much, man. Hey, dude, just because we're running out a little bit, or we're past the hour mark, I never get the chance to talk strains or learn about strains or hang out with someone that knows about strains. Man, would you mind? What do you think? Think we can hang out?
Grambo,
strains? Yes, sir.
You're just coming in saying you talked to Banner. What do you got?
Well, it was one of the things that Banner and I were talking about when you walk into a dispensary and someone's like, "Oh, we got the purple lip shits," and we just go, "What's the parents? Do you know what the parents are? What's the parents?"
Is it indica or sativa?
Oh, Banner, don't do that to me. He said, "Is it indica or sativa?"
Yeah, what's the THC percentage?
Yeah.
Come on, what's hot, man? Banner, what's hot here? I'll start with you, man. You got any new cuts? Yeah.
What I like?
Yeah, I got Z Pie. That's what I'm psyched
I don't
about.
know, like how popular it is, but currently I'm hooked on dragon fruit, which is guava and bubba.
See, I'm glad I asked. I'm glad I asked,
It's
man.
so good. You know the dragon fruit, like
Sure.
vitamin waters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, man. Now we're going for fake dragon fruit terps.
Artificial. That's the
Fake
best.
dragon fruit. Come on, man. What you got, Rob? What's hot over there?
Dude, I'm growing all old stuff. Like, other than I did grab some new 808 genetics, but I've got a cross that me and the boys partnered with a fellow named Swank Genetics, and it's 808 genetics fire shit crossed with, oh wow, I'm having a blank moment.
It's okay, man.
Green side genetics.
You're telling me the name of it is fire shit, or it's
fire
just
shit, which is a GMO
shit?
cross Crippy. So it's called fire
Crippy.
shit.
Old school.
Hang on, what is Crippy? Crippy was just the
Something
general
like a Florida.
Yes, that's where I'm from. But it was
Yeah.
just a general name for kind, but really glowing good.
Like Kinder. Kind buds, dank. I know, and it's like somebody, just like Super Boof, like somebody took the name and then put it onto something. So, it's one of those ones to get that lineage out of there. I'm not 100% sure, but I know all I tie it back to is Florida, is where it comes from originally. Is Florida Everglades cross is what somebody was saying originally, and then I'm hearing all these different things, like it's really just OG Kush renamed. So
Bartman, he's from Florida. Come on, you're in the chat. He'll know, man. He's OG.
But yeah, man, that's what I'm growing right now. And then I've got, again, that skunk one, and I Headbanger, dude. I love Headbanger. I grow that one like crazy.
Well, you just said skunk one, which is, it's one of the, one of the parents of just, of a lot of things. How does that compare with all the technology you got, putting that right next to your Super Boof, Pheno, good shit, whatever the heck it is, 2025 stuff compared to 1976 skunk number one?
I'm going to find out, dude. I'm still vegging it right now, but I'm going to put it into flower, and I'm pheno hunting it, of course. So I'm going to pop quite a bit. But currently right now, I'm going to try to imitate the old school method. So, very nutrient rich soil. I'm going to be having the spectrum tuning lights. So I'm going to try to lean on the reds more, and we're going to see what we can pull out of it, but I think we're going to see. I feel like it's a building block, if anything. One of those things, just like a sour diesel, maybe some people look at that as just like meh. But a lot of us who've consumed it, it's almost a nostalgia effect more than anything. So it's like, that's, again, I see Karma in the chat. Well, you guys mentioned it, Karma. That's why I love Karma Genetics crosses, man. Like that sour diesel with Biker Kush for the Headbanger is so. So if I could find the skunk that was like what I got from my old original connection when I was a lot younger than I want to admit, it was just so memorable, dude. So maybe not everybody cares for it. Maybe the market doesn't want it, so to speak. But I grew it for myself and for my grandma, for my mom, and my grandpa. So,
are you going to try some of my CBD flower, Rob? Scotty's already making jokes for the first time. I'm just now they've popped, and I'm about to clone and do a little mini pheno hunt out of a pack. But they're 13. They go 13 to 20% CBD and below 1% THC. And wow. I was like, dude, I've never grown out straight CBD flower, and I'm looking at the therapeutic effects of it. I know some actually have had. Shout out to, I think it was Hanover Hemp that used to hooked up some people in my hood with CBD joints. They loved it. They didn't want to get high. They're older demographic. One of my other goals with it is to make a blend. I got a neighbor that grows strong ass weed and it'll hook me up anytime. So I'm like, dude, what if I do a 50-50 blend on this bad boy for my, my dog walker? I don't want to get too elevated. I still got some shiz to do. So I'm gonna have some fun with it.
Dude, you need to post jujitsu smoke sesh for some good CBD for the inflammation. Because I'll do open mat on Fridays. I have a torn meniscus and a partially torn MCL, and I'm dumb, so I keep going to class.
In Michigan, me, Scotty, and Rob, we're gonna have a little roll off.
We're gonna all roll, man.
What belt are you?
Hey, jiu-jitsu is one of those things. I did it when I was actually in a grow. Wasn't really able to be super social. Wasn't able to go, bring people back to my house. And I signed up at the local jiu-jitsu place. And in South Florida, there's a lot of Brazilians, and there's some great jiu-jitsu spots, man. Yeah, I'm a blue belt, man.
And Scotty talked me
I'm
into
a white
it.
with 4 stripes, so I'm almost there, brother.
I'm a single. I'm a single stripe.
I spent 2 years, man, just rolling. And then I realized that everybody was high. It wasn't when you were learning, but then when you would roll during free, free whatever, whatever you want to call it, just rolling, everybody'd get high, and you would feel the sudden nuances of, oh, this guy's gonna move. I felt the twitch. He's gonna move, or
dude, high rollers.
It was just really fun, man. High rollers, is that what you called them?
High rollers jiu-jitsu, dude. Yeah. So there's an organization, dude. It's the craziest shit, boys. and you would appreciate it. So I'm in Vegas, right? And shout out to Wes Martin. He's a former director there. It's all like UFC fighters and professional jiu-jitsu dudes who go and smoke a bunch of bud at an event together and then grapple. And then the winner gets like a pound and money and shit. Dude, it's the coolest shit, brother. That's where I met my boy Swank. That's where I met Swank Genetics. Like, dude, it was, I go in there and there's all these legends, like from UFC, especially Stephen Bonner, rest in peace to him, Roy Nelson, dude. And I'm like, you guys
high
smoke?
level, you said?
Yeah, it was high level. Like they had top tier dudes. They had Patchy Mix, who's now in the UFC, but he was out there. High rollers jiu-jitsu. Yeah, dude. Wow. Joe Rogan's like talked about it multiple times, but it's super cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
If y'all ever want to try to get it, for me, I was in a funk, man. My girlfriend broke up with me. I was trying to just turn a leaf. Actually, I just locked myself in a house and just grew a lot of weed and tried to turn my shit around. But I'd go to jujitsu. It was like Pablo and George Popovich, man. Those were my instructors.
Hell yeah.
And man, it was just a great experience, man. So if anybody needs to, you know, whatever, you're trying to get out of a funk, you're trying to do something new, you're trying to get healthy, but you don't want to go. And I think of like martial arts, I think discipline and how dare you smoke. And
this shit speaks to me.
Yeah,
it tripped me out. I couldn't believe it was real. I'm like,
and just so you know, I've been tapped out by girls before.
Oh yeah,
there's some great female jiu-jitsu artists there, because you're working as you're doing it as friends. You don't want to hurt your buddy. Me and Rob are gonna roll, or me and Grambo are gonna roll.
Yeah. It's all dude. You become your brothers. There's no animosity, and it's crazy. As it looks aggressive, it's not. It's like you're in the moment, dude. It's a good workout. It's almost meditative in a sense. And
it's like when you see puppies play fighting, they kind of go hard, but they're not trying to hurt each other.
Yeah, I don't want to ever. I tap right away. I'm coming to tap, dude. I don't want. I'm
taking it. I'm taking it back to grow for 1 sec. This isn't
okay. Yeah, good idea.
Jiu-jitsu, man.
I know, Rob. We're gonna let you bounce here in just a minute. You got some guests and family, but one quick hit from the chat. Morte, I think Morte says, "How many seeds do you need to pop and then flower to properly pheno hunt?" And my answer to that, Morte, is how many do you have? If you have 2 and you grow both out, take clones off them, and you like one more than the other, you just did a pheno hunt. That's my opinion.
Not a proper pheno hunt, though.
I mean, a pack of 12 is fine. I mean, I think the definition is like whatever you have, you're going to take the best of it. If it's 10, 5, or I don't know. Do you put a number on it, Rob?
Dude, I've been doing, and I said this to somebody before, a lot of heavy hunters, they'll talk crap at people who pop 4 to 6 seeds at a time, but I do them in batches. I've got 4, I've waited 4 weeks, I've popped another 4, I waited 4 weeks, I popped another. So I got to do it in cycles. But by the end of the year, I'll have maybe 50 to 100 that I've ran through. But it's really just about like whatever you can make work. Picking the 1 out of 2 is the same, so I don't know.
It just gets tricky because you got to keep so many backups to know what you want to go with, right? Eventually you have your veg, your clone areas. If you're like, damn, I got to pick the winner here because I'm running out of space.
Yeah,
so, absolutely.
Solos are 1 gallons and a dripper system is huge,
Don't pick it before you smoke it.
Jesus, that's going to take forever. That's where the cloning from clone really helps.
Yeah. Forever clone.
Hang out.
You get rid of it unless it's like a bad plant.
That's what I mean. That's why if you don't want to have it take so much room up, you got to clone, and then you keep that in another solo cup, stall it out another 4 weeks. Yeah. Can be done.
Come hang out, guys. Come hang out with all of us. We're going to have Rob. Sounds like hopefully you're going to be able to come out. November 1st is a Saturday, day after Halloween. We're going to be in Pontiac, Michigan, and tickets are at realddc.com/meetup, man. We're going to be hanging. We're going to have a lot of door prizes, Scotty. Door prizes, bud to show off. Of course, we can smoke inside. We'll be able to toke at a toker-friendly venue. Rob's vouches for it. Michigan Matt, if you didn't hear earlier, he has his events there. So I'm stoked to support it and meet some regional. Do I say regional DGC?
Yeah. Midwest DGC, come hang out.
Yeah, Real Growers is throwing down. I'll be bringing some real buckets there, a couple systems. I won't be leaving with them. I told Warehouse Kyle to go raid the pack of all the seeds that we got. We got a giant bag of seeds. So, yeah, all sorts of stuff will be there.
Oh, yeah.
And Rob, shout out your channel one more time here. Where can people check you out?
CLTV is one of them right there. And From the Stash podcast as well. Those are the 2.
Beautiful.
Looking forward to seeing you boys, dude. I was glad I don't got to wait until June next year because dude, I'm literally making, even if the fellas can't come every time, dude, I'm coming to DGC every year, dude. Such a banger, dude. Such a good vibe. Loved it.
GTCcup.com. Get on the mailing list.
Baby.
Don't miss out.
Hell yeah. It's going to sell out quick, dude. There's no question.
Hey, Rob, thanks for popping on this with us. I invited you about 18 hours ago.
Dude, I love kicking it with you guys, man. We don't even need to be online, just talking shit together. Dude. I love hanging out with you guys, man.
Absolutely. Agreed, man. Agreed. This was fun, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Thanks.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Grambo on the boards, banner back there. Appreciate everybody. Chat. Thank you all you DDC producers for making the show happen, and stay higher.
Take her easy. Take her easy, Rob. Stay stoned and successful, sir.
Appreciate you, man. See you guys.
Don't go bankrupt. Shout
out. See you guys soon.
Not bad.
Peace.
I'll see you.
Some people love to blaze up the dank. Yeah, we get high before noon. And when the boss man says to take a little break, that means we lighten up a dude. It's just we